What's up guys, and welcome back to another episode of the Realistic Career Mode. It's episode number 11. Loads to get through today as I'll try and play the rest of the first half of the season, open in January. Transfer window on the back of a really difficult start to the season for Leicester. Only 2 wins in our first 11 games and a ton of poor refereeing decisions going against us in the last game. Hopefully we'll start with a win in our first one today. Spurs at home. Come on, the Foxes. Yeah, that defeat to Palace in that last game. If you can't remember it, let me refresh your memory. The first goal clearly should have been disallowed for offside with, well, I was going to say Hermansen being blocked off by Sarr on the line, but he wasn't. He was obstructed from making the save with Sarr getting in the way. And then right at the end of the game, going through one-on-one with Calvin Bassey and the referee blows for full time, I was fuming, absolutely fuming. But it's not just that game. This season so far in general, we have been so unlucky in so many moments. Bad refereeing decisions, and nothing seems to be going the way of the Foxes right now. But that's life, man. That's life. It's going to be time. Oh, El Canoes. There's going to be times where it feels like everything is against you. The universe is plotting against you. And when that's the case, oh, Duracimbi hits the bar. You've just got to keep going. I know it's hard, and I know it's frustrating, but you've got to keep going. Not just in football, not just in game, but life in general. Keep going. Antoine Griezmann pops it out wide. Brennan Johnson down this right-hand side, and the former Nottingham Forest man dinks it into the middle. Griezmann controls. It's been that kind of season. Leicester behind with 10 to play. 2 wins in our first 12 games to start the Premier League campaign off. You know, I said this season, whilst I do want us to improve, there's no chance of us whatsoever of possibly sneaking into the Champions League. Well, at this rate, we've got more chance of dropping into the Championship. 3 losses in 4, and we are right now struggling mightily. Not going to get any easier either. Following game, Brighton away from home. Only 1 away win to start the season off. That came at Ellen Road, and I don't fancy our chances of getting our second here. I'll take a point, though. Come on, the Foxes. No, João Pedro coming through. Calvin Bassey blocks the shot. And finds Soumare. So we're still tied at 0-0. Half an hour in. If you watch my Plymouth Argyle career mode early this year, you'll know why I don't fancy our chances here against Brighton. Because Brighton have been my bogey team in this year's FC. In that Plymouth Argyle career mode, we faced Brighton about 16 times. We beat them once, and never in the league. The only one we had came in the Carabao Cup. So I really struggled against Brighton this year. But it's cool though, like every single FC there's a different team that I have as a bogey team, and this year it's Brighton. We all have bogey teams, we'll always have them, and for me this year it is definitely the Seagulls. But Buonanotte, oh of course! If anyone was going to score against them today, it would be him. Facundo, brought back permanently, scores against his former team, of course it was him! Oh. No, that's fine. Great low centre of gravity this guy's got. Clips through Mavididi. Cross is overhit, but it might be headed back into play. It's not. And cleared. And is that a pen? Wow. Now that, oh, do you know what? We deserve that. Like I said a moment ago, the amount of bad luck we've had to start the season, we deserve that. Van Heck, I don't even get to see a replay. It's just gone past me. Duracimbi to take it. Now, in the old days of FC, I miss on purpose for a controversial penalty. Then I decided to start chipping it. That's what I'm going to do this time. And Duracimbi's going to claim the goal for another as well. But that was never a penalty. First of all, I think it should have been a handball off Ndidi. And then Van Heck behind Wilfred Ndidi. Maybe there was a slight push, but not enough for him to hit the deck like a ton of bricks there. That should have been a dive. How often do we say that karma will eventually balance out? We've had a lot of bad luck recently. This is a bit of good luck. First, it could have been a handball off Ndidi. Then this could have been a foul that wasn't given. And if a Van Hecker, oh, that's a dive and a half from Wilfred Ndidi. Where's the contact? Is there a little bit on the left arm of Van Hecker? I mean, it's the slightest of brushes. And even then, he's still already falling when the left elbow comes across. That is a terrible, terrible decision. That's a clear dive from Ndidi. If you've been on my channel for a long long time, then firstly, thank you very much for all your support over all these years. But you'll remember that I used to miss penalties like that on purpose if they were, let's just say, debatable to say the very least. I'd just smash it off target. But then I got some comments saying, oh, come on, Doxy boy, you know, it's very rare that would happen in real life, a player missing a penalty on purpose, so you might as well take it, and the AI wouldn't miss it on purpose. So I thought the best way to make it fair is just chip it down the middle. That way, if the keeper stands still, it's an easy claim. But it still might go in, and for that moment there it does. It is 6 to the season for Durasimbi. Our top scorer last year, surely going to be our top scorer this season too. And whilst Brighton have come into the game a little bit in this second half, as things stand, yeah, Hamilton, well saved, mate. It is going to be our second away day of the season already to add to the one at Ellen Road. I said I wanted more than the 3 we got last year. As things stand, we're definitely on pace for that. There's Buonanotte. Finds Steffi Maladidi. Of course, he scored the first, and he might well get our third. The 2 goal scorers link up. Durasimbi, what a performance. Debate the second penalty if you want, but there's no debate in the display today. We have been absolutely brilliant. I couldn't do this once in my Plymouth Argyle save. I've done it here in Season 2. What's that? Beat Brighton in the Premier League. The 2 goal scorers linking up for our third. A picture-perfect performance. Leicester are leaving the South Coast with all 3 points with 3 goals scored. So 3 more scouting updates, where from England we shall keep scouting these 5 or 4 players here even. As for Denmark, we've already put 1 lad in our academy. Look at these 3 goalkeepers here. They look absolutely fantastic. Oh, but Gibraltar just isn't quite wielding us well, what we were hoping for until we come across Marcus Haynes. And we've had Jonathan Hutton as well, do a 5 for 4, has a bit of growing to do. But let's put Haynes in the academy, because for now, we just really need someone from Gibraltar, man, as no one has made it until now. Right, let's crack on. Following game, first one of December, massive win there, and a big basement battle here as we take on Wolves. We've just jumped out of the relegation zone. We're only above the visitors on goal difference heading into this really congested table right now down the bottom. So a win here and our first consecutive wins this season would be priceless. Let's go get it. So we've got Liverpool away at Anfield on Saturday. No way we're winning this. So with that being the case, I'm going to rest all of my players in that one and burn my starters' energy in this one. There's Bueno, finds his man, and Gomez says no matter what team you got out there, we'll still get the win. Wolves in front. Back-to-back wins last season. We only did it once in the entire campaign. Still haven't done it this year. Winning consecutively is just so difficult to do as a weaker team, as Fabio Silva fires wide. And I mean, even just winning, period, is hard as a weak team. As Mateus Cunha, king of the Instagram cryptic posts, makes it 2. And this is going to be a big early season loss here to Wolves. Just goes to show you, man, even after a great win there against Brighton, following on that with another win is so difficult to do. 2-0 down. There's El Canoes. Gets us, oh no, he doesn't get us right back in it. Brilliant save, and yeah, back to losses here, I think. Leslie pokes it through. And El Canoes will try his luck. Oh yeah! El Canoes! What a strike! 2-1! I rarely go for those power shots because, as I mentioned before, I don't think they make that much difference really. Whilst it did get us a goal back, it didn't make a difference to the result. Wolves hang on despite losing a clean sheet. A big 3 points, and Leicester's struggles continue despite the big win against Brighton, papering over the cracks. Right, let's jump into our following game. I really can't see us getting a win here. It's Liverpool away at Anfield. We haven't had a scalp against a traditional top 6 team since the savers began. Something tells me we're not going to get hit here. Oh, and it's not side away. It's all game management really, isn't it? I mean, we might have lost that game to Wolves. We had far more chance of winning it than this one. So might as well field a backup side for this one for the most part. And we've got Burnley at home next in 7 days' time. So game management. Game management. Look at our starters out there for this game. The truth is, we'd still probably lose as Adamola Lookman scores against me again. He's got a personal vendetta against Leicester in this save. Game management. I'm far more focused on Burnley in 7 days' time. Round gets away from Christiansen. This is going to be 2. So there are some moments where, water ball. Oh, telegraphed. Sometimes you just know it. As Victor Gyökeres, the mask, makes it 2. Is that celebration in FC? I've never actually seen Victor do it in FC. Have they got that yet? So they don't yet. They will for next year for sure. But it's the ex-Sporting and Coventry man who's just made it too. But yeah, some moments you can just tell. Like, you can literally tell it is definitely going to result in a goal. That moment there was obvious. 2-0. Not even at the break yet, but... Oh! I think this game is done. It's going to be free. It's going to be free. Oh, brilliant. What a finish. What a finish. And you know, we've mentioned this a few times now, but when Sporting signing from Coventry, there were some question marks over the price tag for a player that was doing it in the second tier of English football. But listen, anyone that watched him play for the Sky Blues, or Sky Blues fans themselves, will tell you there was no doubt this guy was going to score no matter what league he was in. I think it's safe to say they've got the return on investment regardless of whether he stays or goes. As a finisher, he is absolutely elite on his day. And the most important thing in this game is that our goal difference didn't take too much of a hammering. Unfortunately, as Victor's claimed his hat-trick, there's still 29 minutes to go, and we have now gone 4-0 down. Yeah, from the Championship to the Liga Portugal, and now doing it in the Premier League under Arne Slot. Victor Gyökeres is an elite finisher. 3 for him, 4 for Liverpool. We've been battered. The perfectionist in me always criticises anything I've ever done, regardless of whether it's been a win, a draw or a loss, and no matter how bad that defeat has been. But I've learned sometimes in life it's best just to move straight past a defeat like that and move straight on to the next endeavour, and that is what we're going to do. Move straight past it, following game far more winnable and far more important, I'd say. Newly promoted Burnley comes to King Power, a huge contest here against Scott Parker's defensive wall in the East Midlands. Massive game here. Let's return to winning ways. Come on, the Foxes. Corner, Burnley, which is the middle, and the header brilliantly saved by Hermansen, who's come under fire a bit this season, but that is a brilliant save by the Dane as it keeps us still tied at 0-0. This is a must not lose game. Don't have to win it, but we can't lose at home to a newly promoted side. One of the easiest fixtures we'll have all season long. A loss will be disastrous. El Canoes, I took it on way too early. Adrenaline getting the better of me way too early. It's a huge run of fixtures to end the first half of the season as well. We've got this one here against Burnley, West Ham next, then Middlesbrough, and I can't remember who that final game was against. Oh, what a ball! Durasimi takes it slightly wide, comes back into himself, shoots and hits the keeper. As Burnley will get it cleared, messed up the first touch, and the Clarets escape the first half, still tied at 0-0. Yeah, this 4-game run, I'm not exaggerating, it's possibly the biggest period of the entire season, at least at this stage. 2 golden chances missed. Half an hour to go. Still currently tied at 0-0. And I can imagine Scott Parker and me walking down the tunnel at half-time thinking, what are you saying, mate? You should just play for the draw, get a point each, we'll take it. But whilst I wouldn't say no, both of us know a win would be priceless against a fellow relegation rival. Steffi Mavididi finds El Canoes. And to be fair, we have been the better team here. Sumari pops that wide to Fatawu. So with that being the case, I say keep the foot on the gas pedal. Try and find that breakthrough. Here's Leslie Ukachukwu. 1 goal so far for the ex-Chelsea man. Offloads to El Canoes. Brilliant goal recently. Looking for his second in 3 games. El Canoes fires it just over. Well, this is the realistic career mode. So is it any surprise that in our first meeting against Burnley, it finishes with a clean sheet for the Clarets? They're rewriting the record books in the Championship. I've said before, I don't think Scott Parker is getting the credit he deserves, therefore he's doing it Turf Moor, and he's walking away with a big point here at the King Power. No wins in our last 3 games, back-to-back games without a goal, and a massive missed opportunity there. Right, following again, let's jump straight into it, off to the capital, West Ham away. Really tough game here. We did win here last season. Let's see if we can do it once again against Graham Potter's side. Bit of bad news though, Samson has requested a transfer. I'll put it on the screen for you now. So I mentioned before, I just wish that you could talk to your players. Like, once a player requests a transfer, that's it, you're done for. And to be fair, yes, he's 3rd choice centre half this year, but even so, he still had quite a bit of game time. And I'd just love to be able to say to him, look, we're an out of form team. We've leaked a lot of goals this season. It's no surprise I'm rotating things around. One of those things, I've accepted a bid from Roma. And to be fair, if Roma came in, I think he would want to go anyway. So I guess it's not too unrealistic. Anyway, heading into this game here, the following game, the one I was forgetting by the way, it's Everton. So you got Burnley, who just drew against West Ham, Everton and then Middlesbrough. If we can't win any of these 4 games, we're in trouble. Cornet for West Ham, looking to come through, and does. And he's shot blocked by Chris Richards, who, to be fair, again, the reason why I'm not too disappointed about Samson requesting that transfer is because Chris Richards has done okay since coming in from Midtjylland we signed him from. Well, he's missed the ball there, and Openda almost made him, well, I was going to say almost made him pay. He did it the second time of asking. And don't forget, we've got Caleb Bakoli out on loan right now at Brentford, who I could always recall in January when that Samson sale, assumedly, goes through. But whoever we've got in our back line, I really don't think it will matter. Ultimately, we could have prime Wes Morgan and Robert Hoof in our back four right now. We would still be leaking goals. We are struggling in this first half. It's 1-0 West Ham, but rebound goal or not, I've really struggled. Chris does well. And at the moment, I can't get anything on the offensive end. This 4-game run where I said, oh, hello, El Canoes, hello. Oh, all the way. He's blocked his man off. Give Durasimi the unofficial assist. El Canoes goes all the way for his third of the season, but Durasimi blocks the covering defender, allowing his teammate to run all the way through. Intelligent screening like he's playing in the NBA, and it's Bilal who makes it 1-1 for the leveller. Look at that. Okay, oh, it's a stupid POV camera. Please, EA, please remove it. No one wants this. Someone told me there is a way to turn it off in the settings, but I can't find it. I can't find it, so... Oh, what a ball! Yes! Come on, unless there's a way to do it, and I simply can't see it. I think you're having me on, but right now El Canoes is having the West Ham fans on, because he's got his second goal of the night. He's pulled out the trademark celebration again, and the Foxes have jumped on the hammers and got themselves their first lead tonight. Now, can we hang on to it? I said I wanted more than the 3 away wins we got last season. Well, this is going to be our third of the year, and we're not even at the halfway stage yet. Much better than last season's away day blues, and this will be our first ever win away where we've come from behind to claim it. Good night. I'm leaving with the 3 points and a massive one for the Foxes. El Canoes at the double, Durasimi wraps it, and that is one of our wins on the save. Leicester come to the capital trailing but leave with all 3 points. Right, let's try and squeeze in 2 more games if we can to close out December, hopefully still above the bottom 3. Massive game next as well. Everton coming to the King Power, heading into this. Both teams right next to each other in the table as we try and get back-to-back wins for the first time all season long. Come on, the Foxes. This game coming on Boxing Day, by the way. Such a great day in the calendar for football, of course. That shot's blocked by Calvin Bassey. Why not put a bit of style on it? This guy puts a bit of style on everything. But... yeah, I mentioned before, I'm a huge believer that we should bring back Christmas Day football in the English football game. That's just my opinion. But Boxing Day, always such a fun day for football. As Fatawi finds JJ, and the late Christmas present I want is a big 3 points and back-to-back wins for the first time in the league this season. Here's Fatawi finding Ndidi with space to let fly from range. Oh! One of the OGs with a beautiful strike. Wilfred Ndidi opens the scoring. I'm not ashamed to admit that I honestly thought Wilfred Ndidi was going to become one of the best players in his position in the Premier League in his prime, and it never really worked out for him, of course. But the one thing I really respect about Wilfred is that he's studied for a degree outside of playing football as well. And I think with all the money in the modern game, what a save for Manson. It can be easy for a player to think, well, I don't need anything to fall back on because of the amount of money I'm making right now playing professional football. But, you know, we've seen it, some very, sad career-ending injuries and heart conditions and physical problems cutting a player's career short. And indeed he thought, well, maybe I should have something to fall back on. I respect that. There's a quite amount of respect I give for players that study outside of football in further education, despite all the money they're able to make. As El Canoes is through, it's another, and he's on fire. It's 3-2 for Bilal. It is 2 for Leicester, and that might be the KO blow. Half an hour to play, Foxes 2 goals up. Many years ago, Leicester signed a player from Genk called Wilfred Ndidi. He stayed with the Foxes all these years and become a bit of a club icon for his time at the King Power. Last season, Leicester signed a player from Genk called El Canoes, and they both scored in this game, and hopefully our Moroccan will keep his form up, because right now he's on fire, and the Foxes make it no losses in 3, 7 points for a possible 9, and draw further clear of the bottom 3. And I don't want to tempt fate and lose the following game, so we'll leave it there for today's episode, guys. Big thank you for watching. Hope you've enjoyed. If you have, then please do drop a like. Much to you all. Have a fantastic day. I will return in the next one, opening the January transfer window where Samson will leave to Roma. We might make a signing to replace him. We'll have the FA Cup third round away against Blackpool and more games in the Premier League, aiming to pull further clear of the bottom 3.